And welcome again to the technologically challenged 12 o'clock show with Mayor Joe. We did have some difficulties zooming in Franklin County Reporter Danny O'Connor, so we'll get that scheduled at a different point in time. But now we can skip right to the most exciting part, talking about our great event this weekend. We have the return of the Pride event. So thank you, Kelly, for coming in and talking about it.
No problem.
Always exciting, especially in this day and age. June being Pride Month, we've had a proclamation on Monday. We've had the flag flying out in front of City Hall. So I'm really excited about it. And one of the organizations that's helping with this is called Rainbow Reynoldsburg. So tell us a little bit about Rainbow Reynoldsburg.
Rainbow Reynoldsburg is a nonprofit and inclusive community group focusing on the LGBT community, providing resources, helping with events like Pride to build that inclusivity and visibility for the LGBTQ community in the area.
Yeah, and it's always good. It's homegrown. There are a lot of residents that are involved in it. It's always a good thing. So I know everybody wants to ask, okay, why is there, what's Pride all about, this type of thing? Why is this organization so important, especially now as compared to even just a few years ago?
Yeah, especially now, with so much going on with like the diversity and inclusion and stuff. Like we want to make sure that people in the community and in the area feel like their voices are heard. Mm-hmm. We want to make sure they have resources. We want to make sure that they feel like part of the community. And, you know, with kind of like what's going on right now in the world, that doesn't always feel that way for a lot of people. So, you know, we're just focusing on the LGBTQ community specifically to make sure their voices are heard in the area and outside of the LGBTQ community too. We want to be inclusive to everyone.
Yeah, and all of those supporters that are out there. So it's going to be this weekend. It's at Huber Park, starting at 4 o'clock until 8 p.m. Can you kind of go over, like, what are some of the highlights, and then really what's the thing that you're most looking forward to?
So we'll have entertainment throughout the day, different forms of entertainment. We will have the pet parade. That's anybody that knows me knows that that's going to be my favorite.
I kind of said that as an easy question. Yeah.
Like that's kind of an easy question for anybody in Reynoldsburg that knows me. Knows I'm kind of the crazy cat lady and animal lady by extension. But so you know, I'll be there. My kitties will be there. Bring out your pets, sign up for the pet parade. We're starting it a little earlier this year because of the heat and stuff. That way we can get it done a little bit earlier. We're going to do the parade at 5, sign up about 4:30. That way we get it over with a little bit earlier. That way if you want to take your pets home, you can. If you feel like it's going to be a little too hot for them. We will have puppy pools. Mm-hmm. And we'll have prizes and swag bags for everybody that enters the pet parade.
It's a lot of fun. I know that that's one of the fun things, just because anytime you can decorate animals in costumes is always a fun thing. I mean, seriously, I think that's most of what's on social media, and there's, you know, to take away all of the serious stuff, let's go look at what cats and dogs and so on and so forth do.
Yeah, you take away like the politics and Facebook, you've got cat and dog videos.
Yep, it's a much safer thing. So I knew that one was going to be what you're looking forward to. I know we've always had the big Pride display sign where people get their pictures taken in front of it and things like that. And then over the vendors, I think we've got about 35, 40 vendors that are registered for this event, so it's going to be something that'll be there.
And food trucks.
And it's fun. It's just nice. It's a relaxing atmosphere. I know we've gotten some commentary from a couple of big fans of the Pride program on social media, and they have a very different feeling about what actually happens at Pride events. I mean, we've been doing this for a number of years, and kids are playing and having fun, and vendors are selling things, and people are going to food trucks, and it's not anything that some people perceive it to be.
At the pet booth, we have pet paintings.
Yeah.
Like you could come over and literally paint have your pet paint a picture in different forms.
There you go.
So
yeah, it's not what it is. It is very friendly. It is very welcoming to everybody, and it's a great event. I'm looking forward to being there. I know we've got a number of different organizations that'll be there, both local and the county and things like that as well. So it's a great time. I really look forward to it. I'm hoping the weather turns down from extra well done to maybe just like well done. Just, you know, attempts a little bit on that.
And that is why we'll have the puppy pools. And I think it's supposed to be like the coolest day of the week.
Yes.
Which obviously isn't said much, but I think it's supposed to be the coolest day of the week. So.
All right. Any questions, comments?
No.
All right. Well, thank you, Kelly, for coming. I will see you out there. I know we're going to be helping set up a couple of booths, and always one of my favorite things to go there. So thank you for coming on the show.
All right. Everybody come out and enjoy. There'll be vendors. There'll be resources. There'll be cats and dogs.
And there we go.
And any unique pets, too, if you would like to bring those. We just ask that your animals play well with others and are on a leash.
Yes, definitely. All right. Well, thank you very much.
No
You're
problem.
welcome to stay if you want to. It's a complete up to you, but I know you got things to do too. So
thank you. You have a great day.
You too. All right, so all sorts of fun things going on with that. We'll get back to Franklin County reporter Danny O'Connor at some point in time. He just couldn't get out of the office today, so we tried to do Zoom. And I'm going to assume that all the Facebook power in the world is being used right now for the wedding ceremony for Amazon is going to be my guess out there in Venice. So a couple of updates. Last night there was a really nice meeting that was held at Messiah Church talking about House Bill 335. State Representative Meredith Lawson Rowe from Reynoldsburg, myself, Scott DeMauro, the soon-to-be retiring president of the Ohio Education Association, and a representative from Ohio Policy Matters was there to talk about House Bill 335, specifically the one would be about inside millage. And it was really good. It was actually for as short of a time period as people had to know about this meeting. It was a really good meeting, a lot of good questions, and a lot of good information. That being said, the next step is waiting today to see what happens. Depending on, the rumor mill and things like that, it looks like maybe that one particular House bill will not be part of it, but that doesn't mean that property tax issues are going to go away. Definitely things need to be done, and there's all sorts of ways to kind of talk about that with your state representatives, state senators, not just the ones that represent us here in Reynoldsburg, but throughout the state of Ohio, because obviously property tax reform is definitely needed. So see what happens on that. I'm sure if the budget is signed today, it'll be on the news later today, so keep an eye out for all those things. Just kind of a quick council review. As you can see, my friend the chicken here, this was actually a 3D printed chicken that I got at the Artist and Makers Market a couple weekends ago. And so he's going to be our new guest on the show. I have him contained in his own little coop right here because you never know if he's going to have extra guests here in Reynoldsburg. Council on Monday night did ask the city attorney, Chris Shook, to start drafting some potential legislation for guidelines and guardrails for potentially allowing residential chickens in Reynoldsburg. It probably won't go before council as far as legislation until after the August recess. It just depends on how quickly the attorney can get all that work in. But if you're interested and want to know more, feel free and say something in the chat or reach out to your city council representatives and let them know whether or not you, A, support chickens or B, don't support chickens, and whether it be fried, battered, basted, anything like that. So those are things going on. Reynoldsburg City Schools, not a lot going on right now. The next board meeting is July 15th. I do have a cool walk and talk event. Big topic today, Erica Crawley, Franklin County Commissioner, was actually at the YMCA answering live unscripted questions. And I enjoy that because I feel like I'm sometimes one of the only ones that does that. But at this location, it's at Lux and Astor. It'll be on July 17th. It's a great opportunity for residents to just ask questions. You don't have to live in that area specifically, but if you want to come out, we're going to put the message board out there like we did in the on the Quarry Park area. We'll have the message board. I'll start there. I'll gather a bunch of litter if there's litter out there, and then answer some questions about whatever it is that you would like to talk about. Really good questions for last time when I was in the neighborhood, talking about anything from development to roads to you name it, all sorts of good conversations. So I have two more. We have one in August and one in July. So this one will be our next one, July 17th, starting at 6:30. Other cool events coming up. YMCA is having the Helping Hands Food Drive on July 12th from 9 a.m. to 12. I'm telling you about it now so you can plan ahead. They're going to be accepting non-perishable items, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and check that out. We will be talking a little bit about the parade, but after the parade, if you really want to see some competition, come on out to Huber Park and join the Reynoldsburg Police Department and their Battle of the Badges with the Truro Township Fire Department as they play basically a softball game. So it's going to be a lot of fun, so go ahead and if you want to check that out after the parade is over. They'll probably start around 1-ish. It just depends on when the parade is over with. It's always fun to be there. Check it out. I've gone over the last couple of years. It's right at the end of the parade route on Davidson, so check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Wagner Road updates. They're still working on Wagner Road, but the cool thing is that if you're on Wagner Road and you're driving because you can't, you got to pay attention. But if you're one of the passengers, look to the left side and you will actually see where the curbs and the water inlets are being installed. So you will actually see, at least on the left side, how far the road will be expanded. So they are making progress with it. Stormwater is being installed and pretty soon the curb lines are going to be put in there. So that's a good thing. Taylor Road project is moving on as scheduled. I would not be surprised if in about the next week to 10 days, depending on how many days off for 4th of July next week the construction crew gets, they'll probably work on that area, and then they'll be moving further back from that where there's staging areas, and they'll go straight back to Summit Road from there. So any questions, comments, anything? All right, so other cool things going on. We have the Summit Road public meeting tonight. So for those of you that are interested, or those of you that are living on the Summit Road area, we are looking to do some road improvements there. So we're going to have an open house town hall meeting tonight at 6:30 right here at City Hall. So come on out. We'll show you some preliminary design sketches, get some feedback from community members, things like that. We will also find out pretty soon when the alleyway work is going to be done in the French Run area. We have our pre-con meeting coming up, so we'll find out probably, I would say, after the 4th of July at this point, but it should not take long all the way around. Some cool programs coming up for our Parks and Recreation. We have, and this is one of those things for, you got to go to Eastside Brewery, and this is a 21 and up thing. It's Tipsy Tie-Dye Sunday on June 29th. So it's 21 and up at the Eastside Brewing Company from 2 to 3:30. And it's exactly what you sound, because you're going to make a tie-dyed shirt and you're going to enjoy some beverages while you do so, as it's nice and warm out over the weekend. So check that out. That's going to be a little fun. I can only imagine that it will get messy, so don't wear anything that you don't mind getting some kind of tie-dye on. We have the Market Off Main coming up tomorrow. A couple of cool vendors this time. We're going to highlight Mel's Meadows pre-made bouquets, unique glass cases, and individual flowers as well. They are beautiful, and you can kind of pick and choose how you want to design a bouquet, or you can let the expert do it, and she will do a great job with it. The food truck is going to be Chef Henry's Catering, and the musical act is going to be Alex Schrock. So not Alex Shook, that's a completely different person who's probably too young to be playing music, but you never know, but it's Alex Schrock. So come on out and check that out. I think there's going to be some new speaker system there for it so people can hear it as well. Saturday, we've got a lot of things going on. First thing in the morning is going to be the community breakfast at the Masons. That is a fundraiser for Special Olympics. The Masons are right basically off Broadway, not too far from Graham Road, or from Hannah Ashton Middle School. So you can start that, and then you can go ahead and make your way over to the Reynoldsburg Community Baby Shower starting at 12 o'clock, and that's going to be at the Postal Workers Union Hall off Lancaster, and that's for anyone, for parents or parents-to-be from ages, well, you haven't been born yet, up to 5 years old. So go ahead and check that out. That's going to be a fun one. And now we get to the fun stuff. So next week is going to be huge because we've got our fireworks and parade. So fireworks parking's going to open up at 6 o'clock. So those people that get ready, you're going to go ahead and I'm sure start parking up even before that, but you're not going to be allowed into the to Civic Park until 6 o'clock, and that will be open until roughly, what time are we going to kind of shut that down? When everybody's full at that point?
9 o'clock is our shut off, but if we fill it before then, so plan accordingly.
Yeah, so make sure you're there. I've got a band coming at 7 o'clock, the fabulous Johnson Brothers Band. They'll begin at 7 o'clock, and they'll probably stop not too long before the fireworks. Probably, literally, they'll finish their last note, and then the fireworks will go off if the last couple of years any indication. But we've got some great things for the kids as well. Bounce houses from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Always a great draw all the way throughout there. And then food trucks and vendors and all that fun stuff. And not to mention the best, in my opinion, the best 4th of July fireworks show in Central Ohio. And it's even easier. It takes a while to get out of Civic Park, but it's easier than getting out of downtown Columbus for Red, White, and Boom. And then after that's over, first thing in the morning, you get ready and come on out and get your seat for the 4th of July parade hosted by the Reynoldsburg Community Association. That's going to kick off at about 10 o'clock. Everybody kind of lines up around the Rose Hill area and beyond, so it'll go from Rose Hill all the way down to Davidson, around to Haft, and then around to Davidson. So go ahead and find your best space. So make sure you take a bag with you for the kids or the adults that want to pick up some candy. I know that when the city typically passes out the frozen ice pops, and the kids are very excited about it, and the parents have that look like, are you going to hand me one? And then I say that they're not just for kids, and then there's a lot more happiness around when everybody has a freeze pop, and given how hot the weather is, I'm sure it'll be even more appreciated next weekend. But that's going to be a lot of fun, and then everybody here is going to take a nice deep breath for about 20 minutes, and then we're really diving into the next thing, which is our Tomato Festival. Tomato Festival is coming up. It's the 60th anniversary, so we're really impressed that this is going to be a huge thing for it. So there's a couple of things we got to take care of first. One, for those of you that haven't had the opportunity to share with friends and family, there are opportunities for the pageant, but today's the last day that you can register to be part of the Tomato Festival pageant. So I know that they're taking applications for all levels of everything, from the Tomato King and Tomato Queen all the way down. So if you're interested in that, please participate. It's a lot of fun. You get to do a lot of cool community events, but it's not something that you have to sign a life away. You get to just have fun. And let's be honest, the guys and girls, they get to get dressed up in nice outfits and answer questions about Reynoldsburg and show how cool and active some of our kids are in our community and what they do. So I hope you do participate in that. If that is not your style, and I get it, we could still use your help. We're going to have a volunteer page, hopefully, for you to sign up to help volunteer for the Tomato Festival. And not only do you get to have that insider free access, by the way, it's all free, but for you, it's extra free. You're going to go ahead and get your very own volunteer t-shirt that has our new logo for the 60th anniversary on there. So that'll be there with our tomato. We're really looking for people to help out, especially with some litter pickup and trash cleanup, Saturday nights, Friday nights, things like that. But there's a lot of things. We can use help setting things up. We can use help taking things down. So all of that will be out there. It's a lot of fun. You get a cool t-shirt with it. And you get to do a little bit for our community. We're expecting a huge crowd for the Tomato Festival. We hit, about 28,000 and change last year. So, eventually we're going to get to a point where we're going to break that 30,000 person threshold over the next couple of years. I guarantee it. So come and be a part of something that's really cool. Give back a little bit to your community. And again, take advantage of that free admission to the Tomato Festival. Any comments, questions, anything coming up?
Nope.
All right. So again, not fun when I don't get a cool little conversations, but okay. This week, our Celebrate USA 250 committee had a meeting with the school district, and they have come up with some really cool ideas that will be implemented for how Reynoldsburg is going to celebrate America's 250th birthday next year. So there's some cool things coming up. The elementary, middle, and high schools are all going to participate in it. It's going to be a really cool experience, and the committee's done a really good job of finding something that is creative, but is not going to be too burdensome to all of my teachers who are enjoying their summer vacation right now, but enough to hit some of those cool academic objectives, but also learn a little bit more about what our community has to offer. So that's a cool thing as well. All right, with that, our next guest is going to be next week. We're going to have Truro Township Fire Department's Assistant Chief, Craig Hoover. See, this is how you know that you've arrived in the world, because Jeff Sharps, the former chief, would always delegate coming onto the show to his assistant chief, who now is Chase Bryan, who is the new chief of the Truro Township Fire Department, and he has learned his lessons well. I invited him to be on the show, and he was very quick to go ahead and delegate that responsibility to his assistant chief. So he's going to come and talk to us about a couple of things. The most important stuff is fireworks safety. We know that fireworks can be an issue if not handled properly. We did have a house catch on fire last year because somebody did not take care of the fireworks that they had let off earlier in the evening. So he's going to tell us about some of those safety aspects, as well as what to expect at the fireworks in Civic Park and what goes into that, and any other safety issues that could possibly come up during the 4th of July. Because we always want to celebrate, but we want to celebrate respectfully, especially when it's after 11 o'clock at night and people who have dogs who cower and are very scared, and also veterans who honestly don't want to have to hear all of that stuff. So you can have your fireworks there. It is allowed, but we want to make sure that we're respectful. I appreciate people wanting to celebrate the United States at 2 o'clock in the morning, but perhaps we could find another way. So with that, unless there's other questions, comments, anything like that,
No.
All right, folks, hopefully you get some good questions in there. Got a lot of cool things coming up in the city of Reynoldsburg over the next few months. In the meantime, everybody else, stay safe, stay respectful. As always, please put your shopping carts away and keep an eye out for the chickens, because you never know when they might come here. Have a great rest of your week. We'll see you at Pride this weekend and the 4th of July next week. Bye, everybody.